wanna talk.
And once again, we're finally going to be done with our crazy evil twins here.
Yes? Not a problem.
So, the Feld Post Inn...
No problem. I don't like
Oh, yes. Marl. Hi, Marl. Here now. Get out. I don't like your type in here.
You tell him, Marl.
So, I'm actually going to wait to do Marl's thing until later in the game.
I got some cheap.
Again, all part of the avoiding getting experience where I can. But for now, let's take a look at the Fell Post Inn. So here's that history of the Fateful Coin. So this is one of the first place we can get access to some decent magical items. The Thunderhammer Smithy is the other one. We've got a composite longbow that we're definitely going to want to pick up later for my hero. We have Bracers of Defense 8, also going to probably be going on to my hero. Magic ammunition for both bows and slings. Magic chainmail, magic shields, magic swords. There's actually, by the way, a magical bastard sword that you can loot at the Thunderhammer Smithy. And a couple of scrolls. Now, this is not the main place we're going to be getting our scrolls at. That's going to be over at High Hedge. But still, there are some really good things. We got a battle axe we can give to Kagan. We've got some more protective gear that we can give to anyone who needs that extra boost in their AC. Now, at this point, I do want to let you guys know that any protective gear, such as the Protector here, as it is called, which is literally an Amulet of Protection +1, any of that gear will not stack with magical armor. So it is one or the other. So as a general rule, you're going to give characters like mages and thieves this kind of protective gear and use magic armor on your characters. Now, fortunately, a particular special suit of item no longer counts as magical in the Enhanced Edition. Marl's not letting me ignore him. Hey, I told you to get lost. Ain't no room here for your troublemaking strangers. I go where I like, pal. You got a problem with that? I have a problem with morons, armed to the teeth, poking through ruins and stirring up creatures better left alone. Jokers like you blow through town with monsters in tow, and then out again, leaving us locals to clean up the mess. I just do what I think is right. We solve a lot more problems than we cause. Well, very nearly anyway. Oh, you think it's funny, do you? You mess up the local economy with your treasure, you upset the balance of nature, you flash your magic around, and because of it, maybe somebody's son thinks it's fun and goes out and gets himself killed. It's a bad example, and somebody ought to kick your ass. Hold on. Everyone goes their own path, and I'll not be held accountable for what the fates deal. He was a good boy till your kind came through town, filled his head with nonsense they did, and because of it he's dead. Now why shouldn't I take that out of your hide? If you knew him like you think, then ask yourself if he wouldn't have gone anyway. It's a calling you're born with. Nobody gives it to you. 'Tain't true. He was going to take over the farm and settle down. Maybe apprentice with Thunderhammer during the winter. He never wanted to adventure. That's what you wanted, Marl. Fun's fun, but you're blaming these folk for what couldn't have helped. That boy was a firebrand, if ever there was. No, he was settling down. He wanted that new plow you bought last year. He got the gold by helping clear kobolds near Olgoth's beard. He wanted to make a difference, make the realm a bit safer, just like these folks most likely. By Shanta, why couldn't he have just stayed home? The realm's call and you go. He sounds a fine lad taken too soon, but doing what he was meant to. If you suffer my company, I'll buy a round and toast his memory with you. Would be fitting, I suppose. Tukenair, Nethelin, rest you well. I'd be alone a while. Well, 'tis the calmest I've done seen him in a week. Still, best you move along. Marl ain't known for his steady moods. And we have a first level up. So yeah. That, by the way, is the only path through the dialogue tree there that will prevent a fight. You get 900 experience points, as you saw, for not fighting Marl. Otherwise, you're forced to fight him, and it causes a bit of trouble.
You've a task?
So, when you level up, you're automatically going to gain some stuff. This is AD&D 2nd edition. This is before the idea of really customizing your character to meet the idea that you desire was really cemented in Dungeons & Dragons. So almost everything you get for leveling up is determined ahead of time. So we get our Thaco reduced by 1. Yes, that is reduced. We'll explain Thaco probably in a little bit. We get another priest spell that she can cast at first level. And she gains 12 hit points and a point of lore. Lore basically gives you a chance to identify any magic item you find right off the bat, rather than having to cast a spell. You'll note she gained 12 hit points. So this is... basically, this is 10 for leveling up as a fighter, and then 2 hit points for gaining, for having a high enough constitution. So you might be asking, 10. Is it always 10? Is it fixed? Well, if you're playing on normal, it's fixed. You're always guaranteed to get the maximum number of hit points you can each level. If you are playing on any other difficulty setting, then you have to actually roll off and see what hit points you get. So you get as many as 3 hit points for her, or you can get the 12 hit points I just got. What some people do, because of the fact you choose when you level up in this game, and you'll know that they can level up because A, you'll get that little ding that sounded, and B, there will be a plus sign in this corner of their portrait. What some people do, who prefer to play the game a little bit more hardcore, is they'll go into the options menu, and they will change the difficulty from normal up to core rules. So with the core rules, literally all of the rules apply. Under normal, though, you will get maximum hit points, and you don't have to worry about permadeath. Also, if you want to try to learn a spell from a scroll, you don't have to worry about wasting the scroll. And you do reduced damage. Or I should say monsters will do reduced damage to you. You take reduced damage. I can speak. Really, I can. I swear. I know maybe I've actually been showing that I can speak, supposedly, but I swear I can speak. So, they'll bring it back down to normal before hitting the level up button, and then after they're done, come back up and bring it back to the whatever difficulty level they preferred to play at. Obviously, you do always have the option, although this is a lot harder than you probably think it is, that just take what the game gives you. Put it into that middle difficulty section and take whatever hit points you roll, lose whatever scrolls you accidentally don't actually learn from, and of course take the full hit point damage. But that is much, much harder than you probably think it is. So even a lot of people who play on higher difficulty settings will actually change the difficulty so that they can guarantee that they learn their spells and they get the max hit points.
It will be done.
You want some whiskey?
So let's go ahead and rest.
Nature's servant awaits.
As much as I admire your desire to travel your own path, I must insist we go to Nashkel soon. Yes, they will leave the party, even though they're supposedly friends of Gorion. So now I should be able to identify this ring Nope. It's saying I can. Oh, come on. I know I did that. That was weird. Did I not do that after a save or something? I don't want that. I swear I did that. I'm going to have to actually look in stream and see where I lost that spell now. Alright, so there's one little point of interest left in Beregost before we head south to Nashkel and get Jaheira to shut up.
With ease.
And that is this gentleman here. This is Algernon. Literary references for the win. Not the nicest of persons. Now, Algernon, for all that, is actually not an evil character, for as rude as he is. But he does have an item worth getting. So now you're going to get to see... I'm going to actually show you. We're going to do a quick save here. If you decide that somebody has to die, you can click this button here and click on your target. And everyone will attack him. And now he is turned to pulp.
This course we take is beyond all tenets of decency.
You will then lose reputation if the person was not evil. If they're evil, this is just fair game. You will still gain experience points. You will tick off all of your good characters.
Mutton-mongering riffraff.
And your evil characters will like it. So, I was saying before that reputation is something you usually want to keep high. Also, it should be noted that one of the reasons you do want to save before you do that is sometimes paladins will fall,
Yes?
and they will lose access to their abilities for doing evil acts, even if you're the one who committed them. So, fortunately, it looks like we still have a paladin, and he's not ready to span. So, we now have a reputation of 7, disliked. This means we're going to start taking penalties in the shop. And if our reputation drops 1 more point, you can go down to 7, but if you go down to 6, then you have a chance anytime you enter a quote-unquote civilized area to run afoul of the law. And that can get old really fast. And by it gets down to near bottoming out, or 3, you're going to run into enemies nearly every place. So why would we do that? Well, this is why. This is Algernon's cloak. Algernon's cloak gives you a nice big buff to charisma, allowing you to get a party lead, and allowing you to improve the abilities of whoever your party leader is. It also has an ability that lets you use it to charm people. So, I don't know why they decided to go with charisma with Algernon. I guess towards the end, he was very, very well spoken in the book. Of course, his name also wasn't Algernon. Algernon was the name of the mouse. But yeah. So I'm going to actually go ahead, since my reputation did not drop down to 6 and my paladin did not fall, I'm going to go ahead and keep that result. And keep the cloak. Now, of course, the other option is you can steal it. You can just pickpocket the cloak off of him. But it requires a pretty high pickpocket check in order to actually be able to take the cloak. So now, with Algernon dead, his cloak in hand, we are ready to go down to Nashkel. Hey guys, it's Divine Erdrick. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more content coming soon. You can also follow me at twitch.tv/derdrick or on Twitter at Divine Erdrick. Thanks again.